All right, so players are having the exit meetings, and John Noble has announced to Craig McRae and Justin Lepage that he would like to request a trade to Gold Coast in the off-season, allegedly being offered a 4-year contract on the table from the Suns. And last year, the Suns actually did approach John Noble in the off-season, but John Noble resisted and wanted to try and, I guess, avenge himself with the black, wearing the black and white, and trying to get that flag that eluded him in 2023 on a personal level. So I guess, well, what does this mean? So the fact that there was interest there prior probably talks to, I guess, John Noble having this lingering temptation, and we aren't where we want to be right now. That is the truth. And Gold Coast are, you could argue, despite the lack of a winning culture there, you can see things are brewing. They're entering the peak of their careers for a lot of their youngsters, where they go from that young, youthful development stage, and they're almost in that winning period. And it wasn't this year, but I dare say within that 4-year contract that John Noble's being offered, Gold Coast are going to play finals for the first time and will probably push the top 4. It's inevitable with all the amount of picks they've been compensated with, the academy picks last year. It's inevitable for Gold Coast to ultimately have a real tip at the flag. What does this mean for Collingwood in return, right? It's clear Jack Lukosius wants out at Gold Coast, but it's likely that he could return to South Australia. But there is a world where I see an almost straight swap for someone like Jack Lukosius for John Noble, and give, I guess, Jack an opportunity to reset, and coming into the AFL as a top 10, top 5 draft pick. He hasn't probably reached the heights where he would have hoped, but a new start can do funny things for you in the most best of ways. The other option is Gold Coast currently hold pick 6, 13, 20, 26 and 34 in this year's current draft pool. So it's an opportunity for the Pies to get back a bit of value for John Noble, and I think we can get a first round pick potentially out of John Noble, just because of how highly coveted halfback flankers are in the league right now. We've talked about how the best teams have really good exponents off the halfback line and are pivotal in their success in the modern game of AFL footy. You look at Sydney with Nick Blakey, you look at Port Adelaide with Dan Houston, you look at Brisbane with Dane Zorko, you look at Collingwood with Josh Dacos, you look at Collingwood with Nick Dacos last year. These players are highly alluring and pivotal, and I think Gold Coast are just trying to, I guess, fulfill that need, whether that be Daniel Rioli and John Noble in tandem. That's probably what they're trying to achieve. And you asked the question, did Noble ever fully recover from that selection shock bombshell, not being a part of that final series squad in 2023? Probably not. So where a perfect opportunity arises, where he sees Collingwood sort of potentially sliding, and a team brewing and manifesting success in Gold Coast, and he's taking this opportunity to take his money and run, get a contract that sees his career out till his early 30s. So it's job security, it's new lifestyle in Gold Coast. Not initially being from Melbourne. I know he played in South Australia, so I have to quickly check. I don't want you guys in the chat, in the comment section, roasting me for getting his initial place of birth wrong. So let's go. John Noble. He's from Marcelin. Okay, so he's from Melbourne, but I think he has played in Adelaide before he was picked up in the mid-season draft. Again, don't quote me, guys. Don't shoot me. But yeah, he's going to Gold Coast, different lifestyle, family there as well. He's mentioned. For Collingwood, when it comes to who can replace John Noble, you're looking at TJ, you're looking at Harry DiMattia, the 2023 draft duo. And they're going to be asked big questions in the off-season, because Josh Dacos is going to need a dance partner. I feel like Collingwood just settling with their defensive half ball movement, with Josh Dacos being the main man and John Noble being the Robin to the Batman. And now they've been separated. So most likely will be separated. I think Collingwood are going to honour John Noble's wishes. And now it's on, TJ, Harry DiMattia. Oleg Markov is further down that line. as serving as depth, I guess. And look, it is a real shame from a personal note, like I said, with Josh Dacos and John Noble creating a really nice tandem, particularly in the last 5 weeks. We've seen John Noble come and grow in leaps and bounds since being, I guess, brought in through that mid-season draft. The first player from the mid-season draft to make the 100-game milestone. And I don't know how many of those players will be able to do that in the future. So it's an incredible feat. What does he finish with this year? He's played 20 games, 3 short of what he eclipsed last year or accrued last year. He collected 18 disposals. What was his score involvements? 3.6 score involvements, a career high this year. So yes, his knock on his game was always defending, but you take the good with the bad when, I guess, this is a league where it is a ball movement game. It's how well you can use the ball. Good kicking is good footy, as we often refer to. Yeah, this one stings because it just feels like we couldn't get John Noble what he deserved, and that was a premiership medal. We had to do him dirty in 2023 to get Oleg Markov in, who, in all fairness, was having a great year. He was averaging 2 intercept marks a year. He was collecting the ball. He was breaking lines with this speed. So ultimately, Fly elected to go with someone who was 6'2" and was using the ball well enough, but defending very well. And Nick Dacos was on the half-back line last year. And Darcy Moore was using the ball better. So there wasn't as much of a need for John Noble, but it is what it is. He plays 112 career matches with the Pies, and we'll see him out and respectfully see him out. These picks that we get from Gold Coast, if we end up going down that way, does that help us get Markeen and so on and so forth? We'll talk about a bunch of players in my next video ranking the trade rumours. So stick around for that. And ultimately, I just want to wish John Noble all the best if he does go to Gold Coast, and hope things work out for him. And he's just going to get his bag now. I think he deserves it. He's had to overcome a wealth of adversities, a bunch of adversities. And hey, if he goes to Gold Coast, and so be it. All the best. Go Pies.
Sullivan heard the voice of De Goey. Sharp handle into Noble. This will be fitting in game 100. Launches from 47. Well done, Johnny Noble. And they come to celebrate.
Great call, Joey. A great call. Mid-season draft prospect. Had to do everything the hard way. It was a hard luck story in their premiership year. And he's come back really well this season, and he's had a super